bring Russ back in.
You recorded again?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All good.
Good to
Go
go.
ahead, Russ, it's yours.
So yeah, I guess back to the thing of hiring someone sooner than later. If Al refuses to sign that paper,
I would think he wouldn't. I mean, am I wrong, guys, in thinking on that before we hire somebody, we should have something at least that they're committing to a date and that they don't have the option of backing out at that point, or?
Well, I think the topic at hand is that Al is a current employee in good standing, so without an official, like, letter of resignation or something, I think you basically have to terminate him, so, if he doesn't leave, like, I mean, just say, like, he's either gonna retire or you're gonna terminate him, I guess, so if he decides that all of a sudden his rehab is going better than he thought, and he's gonna be back in June and wants to work till the end of the year, are we going to terminate him? Like, I would say not, so, yeah, I would say without some kind of formal signed letter saying he's gonna retire June 1st, July 1st, September 1st, whatever, I would say it'd be pretty hard to move on. Assuming it's just pretty risky, so I would say, yeah, you'd have to, if you were gonna move on, I mean, you can probably, like, I mean, if you're gonna, assume he's gonna retire, I mean, you could probably start maybe compiling some resumes and just getting things ready, but as far as listing a position and doing interviews without a letter from Al, I think that'd be premature.
Well, did he indicate to you that he wants to resign, not resign, retire?
yes, many times already. He has, but
But he's moved the field goal, that's the thing, the goal line is moved a few times.
it has.
Well, I think it's health dependent, so I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I would say you would have to have something official from him.
Yeah.
He had a bad thing in the surgery.
Yeah.
That stuff was moving, he had bone fractures galore inside of him.
Right, and
So it's gonna be a longer heal, it's gonna be like a 2.5 month heal, I think, or 3.
I guess point blank is, we're coming into the time of year where, again, that position in that area is gonna be very important. So, if we're gonna rebuild roads, put in culverts, and run the blades, I need another guy. If we don't have it, that's gonna force me to put Dave up there, which is gonna stop everything on the other side, so.
And I'm good with another guy, and I'm good with it sooner than later, I just think we need to contact Al and just tell him, we wanna make sure we're covering our own self, that you're not gonna change again and say, I'll go another year, cause I feel really good. We just need something concrete, so that we're not paying 2 guys, I don't think that's too much to ask of him.
Well, and another thing to consider too is gonna be how his benefits overlap and, I mean, you can't, like, he might not be eligible to retire until June, or, I mean, there's age requirements, service requirements, all this stuff comes into play, so. I mean, it's fine, cause I mean, he is an employee who's entitled to benefits, he does have, legal defense, he's a gainfully employed in good standing in Emmons County, so, I mean, you can't just basically say retire, we're gonna fire you.
Yeah, no.
You probably could, but do you really want to?
No,
So,
I don't wanna do that. That's not
I
what
would
I'm
say the only other consideration would be, I mean, we just kinda had a discussion with the sheriff's department, how they're basically accepting, additional duties and stuff. I mean, I think having the road foreman fill in until we at least get something ironed out is just, I mean, if it's gonna be 3-4 months, I think it's a different consideration, but you have a conversation with Alan, he's gonna be resigning in the next 30 days or something, cause he can, well then I think that totally.
I have
alters
no
this conversation.
problem sitting in that blade, I will do that 100%, but I think we're missing the whole point here, is we're coming into one of the busiest years Emmons County has seen for a spring in a long time. We don't have the manpower to cover it, and if you're gonna take me away, I will jump in that blade all day long, but then, again, the other stuff's not getting done, so you gotta be real here, guys, I'm not asking for a whole lot here, I'm asking to stay ahead of the game is what I'm asking. we just did it for the sheriff's department, basically the kind of the same but different. I'm kinda asking for the same thing. I mean, if we don't do it, you know what's gonna happen. We don't have enough guys on a good day. We're coming in on a bad day now with one down already.
If somebody takes a vacation or two takes a
Then
vacation
you're
or
down,
something.
huh?
And that's another thing, we have a handful of guys with 200 hours plus or 800, 600 hours of sick leave. These guys can put us in a bind in a hurry, not saying they will, but we're asking everybody to change their life again, and we shouldn't have to do that, you know? I mean, their vacation is entitled to them, if they wanna take it, when they wanna take it, they should be able to do that.
And I'm not asking you to do that, Russ, I'm saying, if we have a guy that's talked about retirement and that has been his whole deal is I'm gonna have surgery and I'm gonna heal up and I'm probably gonna retire shortly thereafter. The difference is, I wanna know what his plan is and I'd like something in writing, otherwise we just hire a temporary guy right now to fill in while he's gone. Or we hire a permanent guy, that's my difference, is I wanna get you a permanent guy if he is going to in fact retire, say within a year or within 9 months. I'm trying to protect the county, is all I'm trying to do,
So I can.
I'd love Al to stay, to be honest.
And so would I, and I can ask him, but I can already tell you his answer before I even ask him. And I think most of us here would know the answer to that. You're not gonna get a definite answer out of someone in a situation like that. I wouldn't sign that paper. Just because.
Well, it depends on how it all heals up.
Exactly, I mean, there's a lot of variables that go with it, and I see that your concern, I see that side of it as well. Like I said, at some point, we need to hire another guy, so if we run one extra year with an extra guy, I don't think that's asking a lot. I mean, and that would be worst case, I think. I don't know.
If you hire another guy and Al comes back, he's not gonna be sweeping floors, there's work for everybody.
Absolutely.
You got the
We-
workload.
We
for
can
another
have
guy.
3 more guys on the payroll
Right.
and have work for all
Still
of them.
be behind.
Right, it's not like it's a wasted thing. I mean,
I don't know, but the discussion isn't whether or not we could utilize 3 more guys, the discussion is what do we have a budget for?
Right.
That's the other question though, that's the consideration, so I don't think anybody's disagreeing that we can have 2 more guys and Al, if he comes back, I don't think that'd be an argument, but that's the question, and then you're also weighing the fact that you're discussing, I mean, the livelihood and future of an employee here, like, you can't just,
Right.
I mean, you just can't basically tell, like, I mean, I understand this is a sticky situation, but this is the situation you have with like a long-term employee who's in good standing, you do have some flexibility, but I think, I mean, I would think even if you're confident Al wants to retire at the end of the year, and you get a letter saying that, I think it's enough for us to probably move forward with looking at replacement. I don't think that's a problem. Now, if you're not gonna get a commitment after that, then I don't really know, I mean, there could be other discussions, then maybe is being, I mean, unless he comes back and he's gonna be healthy, he's gonna work another 2 years, I don't know, like, I don't know if you can really force someone to do that, I mean, you can, but I mean, that's a message you send to your workforce
That's the
too.
thing, like I said, I'd
That's-
rather Al stays.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at too, it feels like we're kicking them out the door by
No,
doing that.
absolutely not. I'm not doing that, all we're asking is, me personally, I'm asking is, what is your plan? And if he doesn't know, well, then we'll figure it out from there. I wanna know, Al, if you feel good and everything goes great, you wanna come back for 5 more years or 2 more years or not? That's what I wanna know. And we're just protecting ourselves and looking out for, I'm not kicking Al to the curb at all. I would love if he came back and said, you know what, I feel great, I wanna stay 5 or more years for right now, I don't have any idea when I'm gonna retire, great. Then we hire a temporary guy, or work our way towards another permanent guy maybe, that we can keep on, but it is a budget thing for me, that's my only problem. It's not about that we don't have the work for another, probably 5 guys, to be honest.
Go ahead, Jim.
You looking at any other retirements, Russ?
Not to my knowledge,
Okay,
that I know of at this point, I guess.
okay. You were looking once at, down the road, maybe, whatever John does, I guess you were looking at, maybe even looking at different position for that, you know?
Right, the secretary side of it,
I mean,
yeah.
that would change things too a little bit down the road, but I mean,
Yeah.
what are you looking at budget wise, dollars to bring in another employee?
I don't, like I said earlier, I don't have a concrete number, I believe somewhere in the area, it's hard to, because you don't know the salary of the person coming in. You don't know how long it's gonna be, so it's hard to really throw a number at it, but
Mhm.
I don't think it's gonna be a huge number. I think we're gonna be within $20,000 to $30,000 difference, maybe, and that varies with the summer, with the overtime. I mean, for me to give you an honest answer, I can't,
No,
because it depends on Mother Nature, you know?
right,
So, I know we have a little bit there, but like I said, we were working on the secretary thing as well, and that's why I'm here asking, that there would be, you know, a little bit of room to work there. And my main concern is coming into the spring, when the wind towers kicks in 100 miles an hour, we can't be in 4 areas at once, no matter who I am. I will do it, but we're gonna fall short some way somehow, I'm just telling you.
yeah, and then you have the Cattail project going too.
So if you do get a secretary, what's the plan with John? Can he jump in that blade?
He possibly can,
I mean, I'm just wondering here, are we better off,
but,
cause we're short
That
for a
depends on
secretary,
John,
and we'd be
too.
short
Yeah.
for another
okay,
full-time person.
so the plan with John was to take him out of the shop and put him over to help Dave with the culverts and the projects that we have going on. So if we take John away and put him back on the blade, we're back to ground zero again, we didn't gain anything.
What about Wickenheiser, he's in there also,
He drives gravel truck.
that's it? I mean, you
Well,
can.
that's, you can only do 1 job a day, that's all you can do.
Yeah, well, we
I'm
need
sorry.
some trucks going too.
Can't run a blade and truck at the same time, yeah. What is your schedule for overtime? Like, are you scheduling, are you going to like a 5/10s or like how are you planning?
We've been
this?
working the 410 schedule.
Yep.
And that's a lot of the people that are working there, and it's been working as far as the conditions and stuff as well, you know. There is an option to bump up to 5/10s. That is an option as well to help things out. I mean, that's definitely an option we can talk about and stuff like that. You know, it just seems like we need more personnel with feet on the ground is what we need. We're short. We should be running 2 gravel trucks, we're only running 1. Okay, we should be running all the blades, we're not. We're always stealing somewhere to fill a position. We have multiple guys, like I said, that have tons of vacation on the books. They're starting to use it. Some are using it, I think, in the worst times possible just because, but that's my opinion. There's people that have ways out of doing things when they should be doing them, but they're not. I mean, that's the way it is. We can't do nothing about that.
No,
I'm just saying that you can almost read the future here, what's coming in a month or two. We're supposed to be out hitting all these roads that we want cut with the retrievers. We want all this stuff done. You're not gonna do it coming in shorthanded.
no,
And yes, I will run a blade. I will gladly sit in a blade all day. That's not a problem for me, but that still doesn't fill the void
no, it
that
doesn't.
we have. So,
Well, you have some room in your budget, huh?
we do have some, yes. How much, like I said, I can't put a definite answer on that. It would just depend on how long Al sticks around as far as how much he would overrun that budget, I guess, is where it lies, you know.
Well, actually, I guess if Al wants to work and he's good at it, you just soon have him stick around.
And I would, that's why signing the letter, you're kind of, and this is just my opinion, but
Yeah.
I think you're almost forcing them out the door by doing that, and I mean, I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying there, James, it makes sense, cause we have to watch what we're doing. And I'll ask Al, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you, I don't wanna force Al out, I would rather Al stays here and for another, however long he wants to stay, that's not my point, my point is, we don't wanna overrun the budget by, you know, like I said, we talked about a secretary, we're short there, we talked about another full-time guy, we're short there. I mean, we just discussed the sheriff this morning, and they have the money in the budget. And we didn't even wanna pay them extra 2 guys, you know what I mean? So we have to be consistent throughout the whole county, not,
Absolutely.
you know, and
I
that's my only
understand
thing, the budget is what it always comes down to, you know, just cause we have money in a permit fee doesn't mean to me that we spend it like gangbusters. To me, that's a rainy day fund and we keep it for an emergency, and not that I wouldn't feel comfortable spending some of that money for another guy. I don't wanna wind up having 2 full-time guys when we planned on one of them eventually retiring, because that's what he's talked about for quite a while.
Right, and I think we kinda got lost in the conversation of what the true intent was, and the true intent is if you're looking to hire to replace someone that you think is going to retire, then you should at least have a commitment that person is retiring, otherwise it comes to more, if this full-time person, if you wanna make someone feel like you're pushing them out the door, hire their replacement before they retire, like, so that's where.
That's
Now,
what-
if you get a commitment, then I think you can move forward with a full-time, if you don't get a commitment, and Al has the option to come back, then I think you need to more consider probably a seasonal person or updating a different position. You know, I mean, maybe you find someone that can help
Temporary.
Dave with the culverts, so you can get, John in a blade or something, and maybe, you know, what this discussion could be a total waste of time, and Al is totally fine with signing whatever, and he's made up his mind, well then, if you have that commitment, I think as a commission, it's easier for us to move forward going, yes, we might have a budget overrun, but it's a consistent idea that we're following kind of with policy, we're being fair to our employees, we're being fair to taxpayers, otherwise it's just kind of an opinion, and Russ, you're not wrong at all, you're advocating for your department, you need more guys to do the things you wanna do and that we're asking for you to do, I don't think anybody's criticizing that, it's just that our job is to look on the other side of the table, and so you can advocate all you want, and you're not wrong, and just because even if we maybe are disagreeing with you, it's not that we don't agree that you need more guys, I'd love to give you 5 more guys, it's just the way we're trying to work things, and I think in all fairness to any employee going forward, any kind of an injury or resignation conversation, this needs to be carefully handled if you're going to have people that wanna stay here and actually retire here, you don't wanna, it's a delicate thing to replace people, and you don't wanna overstep it or create a scenario where the morale starts changing, that's my reason for the caution, that would be more than anything, so.
Okay, that's pretty much what the gravel thing, I just gave that so you guys have a reference of what gravel was hauled last year. We hope to improve quite a bit on that number this year. So, just for sake, when people ask questions and stuff, you can tell them that there has been this many loads, you know, from different areas and stuff like that, and that is countywide, so it just didn't get to one area, it got spread out of, not to the right places all the time, but it got spread out, so.
Heard a lot of good things about all the gravel hauling this summer.
Yeah.
Well,
These guys planning on, are they
They're
planning
coming
on
back.
it again this summer?
Yes,
Excellent.
Nick Peterson and his son Nicholas are gonna be the 2 guys to bring back this summer.
Oh, they're both gonna run.
Yeah, and
They
they
get-
worked really well for
Is
us
Steve
last
coming
year.
back? No.
I have not talked to Steve,
Okay.
Budget wise and stuff like that, I think 2 is kind of where we have to stay within our,
Okay.
either that or we can bring it in and haul it faster and then shut them off sooner. This seemed to work pretty well last year, having them guys around, so.
Oh, most of the season.
Right, to kind of spread things out, so it just seemed to work, if that's okay. Try it one more time.
Yeah.
well, no, that's what I'm just saying, it's funny, because when you look at things and you're like, wow, 1,200 loads before, you know, and you're like,
That's
so
a lot,
about
right?
2,000 loads, that means we got 2 loads per mile average on the whole county though, so when you hear, like, I'm saying what you did was awesome, but it's like, wow, 2,000 loads, and everybody's like, I don't see no gravel, it's like, well, technically, it's only 2 loads per mile in the whole county, so that's just gives you the idea of what it takes to gravel the county, it
Yeah.
takes a massive effort,
Massive
yeah,
project.
it's huge, you know, and so that's why sometimes you don't see gravel when you feel like you should, it's just, no matter where you go, you're in the wrong place, so I think that's awesome that you got that done, and if you can do the same or more, if you can figure it out, great, and, the only other thing was, did Wayne Hake try to get a hold of you at all?
Wayne
Okay,
Hayes.
yeah, down the Westfield way by Rice Lake, but he was possibly looking at, you know, maybe helping out with some gravel hauling and stuff like that.
Wade,
Wayne, where's Steve?
Wait, maybe, huh?
Wayne.
Wade.
Wait.
The custom combiner.
No, the one just lives south of Rice Lake, right? That's Wayne Hayes.
That's Wayne, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Wayne.
That is,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he had contacted me about possibly looking at helping out occasionally or filling in or something. I told him to get a hold of you and I gave him your number, so.
Oh,
But just another possibility, somebody that, you know, could fill in from time to time or something like that, as even just a truck driver seasonally or whatever, so.
Right,
I mean, I just thought it was good that, I mean, there are people out there that are looking to maybe, you know, even if you just have them on a roster and it's a 2-3 week vacation break
or
for
if you
somebody
had
and it works for
trouble,
them. Or,
yeah,
I mean, if we can get some people, even if just, if they got a CDL and they can fill in for a couple weeks between, you know, harvest work or whatever they're doing. So, something to consider there too, I guess,
okay.
but yeah, other than that, I got nothing else.
Did you look at these seasonal rates, Russ?
Oh,
No, I did
Campbell
not.
Township,
for Campbell Township.
did you,
The 2025 rates for Emmons County that are this sheet.
is that the same as last year, Marlis?
Same deal?
We have to
Are
do
you
the,
okay with those rates?
we do the Campbell Township.
Here, give them a copy of it.
Yeah, you should have something to look at there.
You got a better feel of it than we do as far as the rates, yeah.
Maybe they gotta be. Here,
Fuel's going up. With this deal in Iran, it's going up. Oil.
Till we take it over.
Yeah.
Or we'll just bomb it and rebuild it, so I guess everything will get more
The
expensive,
United
so.
States just turns the wheel a quarter and we bump our production up a little bit and before you know
Well,
We need that CO2.
start
We
drilling
need that
again.
CO2 to enhance.
it, yeah.
Well, that's the talk. Yeah.
Very temporary.
Yeah,
What do you think, Russ? Now, look, legit?
yes, I would say that's pretty fair.
Should be good.
Yeah. You need that back? You got an extra one?
Looks like maybe you gotta sign it, Russ.
You know,
Well, we gotta approve it.
We gotta approve it
Yeah.
first.
And then,
Let the road superintendent, if he's got any discrepancies.
Yeah, and if he wants to change anything, change him and make all changes.
No, it looks good to me.
Okay,
So then we approve it, huh?
no other discussion on that?
I'll make a
You
motion,
wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the rates for
Yeah.
Campbell County, the road maintenance agreement with Campbell Township. Not county township.
No.
No.
Road maintenance agreement with Campbell Township.
Yeah, well, Township.
Is there a second to the motion by Mr. Miller? I mean, by Mr. Miller? All in favor of the motions?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Who else has to sign that?
I'll type a new one up.
Okay.
Yeah, Russ, maybe figure it out a little closer, what it would cost, you think, to have another employee on for another year.
Then talk to Al.
And budget.
I will, I'll see what Al says here once and stuff like that, it just, yeah.
Cause I understand what
Take
you're
your bag,
coming,
chew tobacco along with
and
it.
we're not helping you out a lot here right now.
Well,
Well,
you did say you have some people in the, you have some applications, a couple guys that
I
can
do,
right in after maybe a 2 or 3, 4 week, notification to their current employer.
I've been in touch with a couple different guys, actually, I think one picked up an application just recently from Marlis
He
here.
sent it to me this morning, I got it.
Okay, and there's been a couple other ones that this has been coming, this has been in the works for a while, that he's leaving at some point, so. There is some guys available to take over, and like I said, 2 of them actually have experience, which would be very
Yeah,
beneficial
beneficial.
going into that place up there, you know, so.
And for me, Russ, I don't need something from Al that says, I'm gonna retire in June I mean, if he says, I'm gonna probably go to the end of the year, that would be my date. I'm not against getting you somebody if he's gonna be out another 2 or 3 months and turning them into a full-time employee. I just wanna make sure that we're not pushing him out, but we're also not hiring a guy and Al said, I feel great, I'm gonna stay another 3 or 4 years.
And that's what he actually told me. I mean, like I said, his initial thing before the surgery was May of this year,
Yeah.
which would be a couple months. Well, then the surgery got pushed back, surgery went bad, so to speak. Now he said something about social security, whatever it may be, that he was gonna go to the first of the year just to make everything work on his side,
Yeah.
insurance wise and all that, you know, so.
And we wanna do that for a good employee, for sure.
Yeah,
But if he wants to stay, yes, I mean, he's welcome to stay, that's not where we're at, I'm just trying to keep
Yep,
doing what we're doing for this year. I'd like to keep somebody up there is what I'm trying to do, you know,
Yep,
so.
How about
Okay.
how about this handbook change? 3.11
that ain't to look at that, Dale. Did you look at that?
I did, yes.
Okay.
And where that, some of that comes from is I reached out to Tanya a while back here, but the last snowstorm that we had when I believe they had to come in on a Saturday morning was the deal. We had a couple guys that didn't respond,
I
and,
remember that, yeah.
you know, there was back and forth. One said he doesn't have to carry the phone. The other one said this, so there was a lot of discretion back and forth, and it does not say in the handbook that they do have to carry their phones. I kinda considered it just, part of the job, I guess, is what I looked at, that they know that when it does snow, they're more than likely gonna have to come in and go to work, you know, so. It needs to be changed so that we have something to fall back on, I guess, if they don't
If
want,
you need,
right?
yeah,
it's
right.
kinda like the sheriff's department. If you
what
need.
is your policy, sorry, excuse me, what is your policy, let's say somebody's on vacation for a week, and that Saturday after their vacation, we get a snowstorm, are they considered off for the rest of the, through that weekend? Cause I know certain employees do that, where either the week before you're off, Saturday, Sunday, and the week of your vacation, but Saturday if we need you after your vacation, or that weekend after your vacation, you're considered.
Right, so again, I don't believe there's anything written in there on that. The last time and the last couple times, that where I came from, James, it was the same deal. If you had the weekend off or the week, whatever, that whole weekend was considered off as well to prolong your vacation, so I try to honor that if I can. But there again, we are so limited on what we have for options.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to call them hoping that they'll still come in, you know what I mean?
Well, the way I read this, it says here basically employees that do not show up for work when the courthouse is open must use annual leave or leave without pay. So if I decide I'm gonna take off on a Thursday and not come back till Monday, and I'm taking vacation for Thursday and Friday, let's say, and then you get called in on Saturday, then if that's a day of work, I would have to take vacation or just take it unpaid, right, if I'm out of state or something like.
Mhm.
So, cause I mean, that's a day of work really then, cause if you're called in on a Saturday cause of a snowstorm, then that's
Yeah,
work.
right.
If you're gone, cause it does require you to remain on call. So if you're taking vacation, even if that day is technically supposed to be a day off, then you'd have to take more annual leave or just take it without pay, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the way I would interpret it. If I'm down in Florida and Russ calls in on Saturday, it's like, well, I'm not
Yeah.
coming back, so I guess I'm gonna have to use another 4 or 8 or however that gets.
Well, and I guess if that becomes a problem, we can cross that bridge when we
Right.
get to it. I think the bigger thing is you have a county paid cell phone and you're not answering it when the boss calls cause he needs you, is the problem where we had no leg to stand on cause we had nothing in
Nothing with it.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is just taking care of a problem that we ran into
Yeah,
prior, and if we run into another problem, we'll just address it as we go along.
And Tanya encouraged to include this in the handbook.
So it does include on-call, but there again, there's nothing specifying about the telephone. I feel, and there's kind of a loophole there, that if it does not say that they have to keep that phone with them, is that part, I mean, how do we enforce that, I guess?
Yeah, that part should be in there, I mean,
That
if
should
you,
be in there, shouldn't it, or should it not?
well, I would have to say, I mean, if you
gotta-
were really gonna go that deep, you really just have to describe on call, because it's not the only department that's on call either then. Then I think you'd almost have to put it in line with the deputies, in which they probably already have a definition of on call, and you probably include that into the, like, that way you don't have to sit there and be like, have to be in Linton on the phone, no, you just say on call, the definition is, you need to be within a half hour of your post, and you need to have your phone on you, like, cause I mean, I think the presumption is, right, like, it's mostly gonna be weather that you're probably expecting, right? Like that, like the emergency on-call thing, like, okay, it was supposed to be sunny, all of a sudden we got 6 inches of rain and Ellingson took off for the weekend, that's kind of an oopsie, whatever, it
Yeah,
happens, like,
yeah.
when you know on Wednesday, we're gonna get 12 inches of snow, you better have your phone on you on Saturday, I'm just saying, like, those are things that, so I think when you do an on-call description, it should be done to probably cover any office that may be on-call, and then you put that definition in there, like however far you want them from home, and that they should have like some immediate form of contact, or however you wanna describe it, not necessarily cell phone, but there needs to be a contact scenario, and probably just put that as blanket for the entire handbook, not just in
The
like
road
one part of it or under one department. That's the way I would handle it.
So you need to speak to Tanya
So
probably,
she'd have
to get more clarity in it, correct?
I would like to see that because like I said, there's already been opposition and I can see that there's some loopholes left open. We're gonna have the same trouble again is what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Well, and I just feel like you shouldn't have on-call differences amongst departments, I think you should just have kind of a on-call, if you're on-call, there's a kind of an assumed assumption, right?
Yeah,
Jim, you're on call, my assumption is if I call you, you can come, right?
Yeah.
And not only am I gonna call you, but I can
I
call.
can go ahead.
So I think that's enough of a description that you can put that as a definition in the handbook to cover all employees that may be on call. I feel like that's the best blanket strategy that you can, cause otherwise, on call to the road department means something different from the deputies, and then all of a sudden well, that's different, and then you're arguing again, so just come up with a blanket description.
That it's binding for everybody,
I think so.
right?
I feel like that'd be the best way to do it, rather than having different departments having all these different things, you gotta have some consistency across the board, so.
that'll work.
Otherwise, I don't have a problem with this description, other than the definition of on-call.
Okay, I can contact her and have her straighten it out a little bit.
She'd actually add that,
Yeah, and she'll get it done.
yeah.
Okay.
A definition of being on call, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Anything else, Russ?
Nope, I don't.
You guys have anything else for Russ?
Cattail Road. Last month, we talked about maybe looking for clay, or maybe building that up, and we'll find anything more out on that?
We have not.
Okay,
We're
alright.
still trying to,
Yep.
actually, we're still trying to figure out the best option, to be honest with you. There's,
Okay.
one day we look at it, it's this, one day it's that, and we need to nail it down sooner than later, no doubt, but I mean, there's, yeah.
Just curious.
That's a big project.
It is, and that's why pushing the one, if we can push this one down here off for another year, that would help us out a
Yeah,
lot.
I'd say fix her up, haul some gravel and, straighten her out a little bit.
Another discussion should be, well, we got an individual here that I called last night on that whole permitting deal with, Nextera coming in. And we're gonna have to bring one or two guys in to be the Hawkeye out on site. And I see we got Sherb here also. Do you wanna discuss that anymore, you guys? What we're gonna do out there to monitor the loads coming in? And does Nextera have any plan with the loads coming in so we can monitor these permits? And if they're all permitted with the loads coming in? Cause they're probably all gonna be independent contracted truck drivers. Am I right or wrong?
So the EPC is gonna cover doing the load pass permits for all of the daily, so we need one going there and leaving. I've made it very clear, and I've pushed on your message very clear to them. We're gonna be monitoring as well, so, I'm actually gonna speak with Russ later on today, kind of just go over some preliminary things about that. And we are scheduling to do a, like, open house informational meeting discussion, April 1st here in Winton also, so that was the other reason why I was coming. And that'll cover project timelines, it'll cover, contact information with EPC, with us, with our construction management, things like that. So we're actively buttoning all that down right now.
We just talked about it, to be honest with you. We don't want to load somebody out there with a crane picking at 10:30 at night, dumping 4 trucks, and these guys are gone before 7 AM and not being held accountable.
Right, Jack.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Understood.
okay. Anything else? No.
No, not right now.
Okay, here, Russ. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Russ. Why don't you grab Nancy since she's been sitting, Nancy,
Mandy,
Nancy.
do you wanna come in minutes? You wanna see it? Be G, turn my hearing aid. 11:20, she's got 15 minutes. She's a farm girl, she's got patience. They're never in us. for
She's
some
got work to do.
are they? Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Commissioners. Thank you for allowing me to take some of your time up today. The reason why I'm here today is because last week I met with Commissioner Miller and my district director, Dina Kemet, for my performance review. And during that review, a topic that got brought to the table was the amount of miles that I've been putting on my personal vehicle. Last year I logged nearly 2,000 miles on my personal vehicle. And most of these miles are stemming from the crop scouting that I'm doing within the county. So every week during the growing season, I am required to report current crop conditions to the USDA and for the statewide crop and pest report. And in order for me to provide accurate information for these reports, I need to be physically out there scouting the fields. What I report directly reflects the reality of conditions in Emmons County, and that accuracy can directly impact whether producers are eligible to receive federal financial assistance. So I am here to formally ask you guys permission to use the county vehicle for work-related, specifically scouting purposes, because this is not something that's optional for me. It's required. It's a federal and statewide reporting responsibility that supports our producers and protects the financial interests of agriculture in our county. We all know that agriculture is the foundation of our community, and I am committed to providing the highest level of service that I can and support to our county producers, and that's why this scouting is so important to me. So thank you for your time and consideration on this, and I would be happy to answer any questions at this time or hear any comments or concerns about it.
Any input by any of you guys?
Do you get a mileage reimbursement for the personal use at least?
I get 70
Okay.
cents, but we all know
Oh, no, and
that doesn't really account for the
just for
wear
the-
and tear on your vehicle.
just to try and differentiate between if that was actually even being donated, or at least you were getting some kind of
Right.
reimbursement,
Yeah.
so that.
Yeah, and most of these
Yeah.
miles are gravel, you know,
Oh,
I'm
sure.
traveling the gravel roads and.
Yeah, yeah, they're not real wonderful on vehicles.
This is kind of why we decided to keep two vehicles was the fleet, and, I mean, she does support the county, that's.
You know, I have no
I
problem.
honestly don't have any issue with you using a county vehicle for field inspections or scouting or anything that you need.
No, they're just there.
As long as you have a driver's license.
Yeah.
And you adhere to all county policy. The reason I asked that was just to differentiate with, I mean, if you're already paying a mileage too, like that, there's no reason, it's not like you're really incurring an extra cost because like I'm saying as a county, like for some reason to be like, no, that's too much wear and tear. Well, you're already paying a mileage reimbursement. That's the whole point of us having county vehicles, was not just the reimbursement, but the wear and tear, the fact that now if you, let's just say you damage your vehicle while working, now you're out of personal vehicle, which is something we want to avoid. I mean,
Right.
I don't really ask my employees to use their personal vehicles for much when it comes to work related stuff. It's very special scenario, otherwise I provide them with a van or a truck to pick things up or do anything, so I don't think it's out of line to ask for it at all, really, and.
Yeah.
I do know other counties provide it also for their agents, and, anybody that's close to a state fleet can go and use the state fleet, but that's not available for us here. I would have to run to Bismarck to get a state fleet vehicle
Right,
and
that
check
would
it,
make
Then you gotta go back.
check
to the
it
state and check it back in.
in and out all the time,
It
yeah.
can never be at your location of your
Mhm.
residence.
Right.
Well, the
They're
question,
touchy in that respect.
well, the question, I guess, more than anything would probably be, is there going to be a scheduling conflict, or is there, do you do your scouting on a specific day?
Usually, last year I did it on Mondays because the reporting is done on Tuesdays,
Sure.
so.
I mean, cause that would be the only question, I mean, are you requesting like priority on it, I guess, is there, because.
No, I am not. If there happens to be somebody else using it, I would just use my personal vehicle
Sure.
for the day or whatever, but for the majority of time, I would really like to be able to use that, one of the vehicles if possible.
And I think if you stay consistent to your scouting schedule, it's probably easier for you to be a priority on that, rather than like, cause if it's all over the place and then you have random meetings, then it's hard to make that work, but it's like, hey, Monday mornings or Monday afternoons, if Nancy really could use the vehicle, then at least if you try and build that with the rest of the employees, hopefully they can at least leave you one, cause we have two, right?
You still have another one too.
What does it normally take you for hours?
Yeah,
I
Is that
take
sold
between
copies,
2 to 3 hours to
It's
go
not a
out,
big deal,
yeah.
okay.
So,
I mean, I,
I have no issue at all.
I think we
Yeah.
should, yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. Thank you guys, and thank you Commissioner Miller on behalf of Keisha and I for attending our performance review.
It was good, yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Well,
Do you want a motion, or do you wanna make a motion?
That's what I'm kinda curious, do you need a motion?
You want a motion, Nance? That
Like,
you
is
got
this,
something
is there an
concrete?
ABSU thing
I
you
don't
need?
think,
No,
I don't think
You
we
don't
need a
need, like,
motion,
anything
she's
in
just
the
asking
minutes for that?
permission
No.
for, I don't.
She's gonna use it for an hour or two on a Monday, and that is, it's 12 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Just during the growing season.
growing season. Okay,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Nance.
if we're on the county vehicle subject, Mr. Dykem, if he's out checking, does he get to use that also?
I don't know, we haven't discussed that at all.
On his policing and deputizing and all that?
He can't take the vehicle to his place of residence. The state won't allow that, I think from a standing of insurance liability. He has to come and get it, and then they leave and go do it, and then come back and then take your personal and drive back home.
Well,
That's how the state conducts it, you just don't get to use them.
Right. Or he can
Or-
keep track of mileage and use his own vehicle.
I get mileage from my USDA job.
Pardon?
My part-time USDA job, I get my, I think 71 and a half.
Mileage? Yeah, yeah. Would you be interested in this deal to help us out?
Yeah.
Okay. We haven't discussed really what we're gonna
no,
pay, or
we're really,
how many hours it's gonna entail, we've got the guy here with NextEra sitting to your right, behind you.
I think though, from what
Sure.
what I'm grabbing from Mr. Sherb is that Michaels is probably going to be the company that really needs to be in this discussion, the actual people that are gonna do. Next year is probably gonna be fairly hands-off, other than overseeing the project, Michaels is gonna be doing the, right?
We'll have a day-to-day, like, construction manager internal to us as well, overseeing everything with DPC, doing all the inspections, everything, so we'll be very hands-on with it.
You'll be there.
I'll be coming and going, but we will have somebody internal from us here daily,
oh,
every
okay.
day.
Okay.
Should maybe trade phone numbers,
Yeah.
keep in touch with each other.
Well, I think the big thing here is, none of this stuff is gonna be solidified until you have a haul road agreement.
Yeah.
So I mean, that point is what needs to be discussed, so when it comes time to discuss a haul road agreement, that's when both sides, come together and figure out a way to make this project work mutually, so. I mean, that's the proper arena for that
This is
discussion.
premature right now.
I would say, because until NextEra and Michaels is prepared to go through the process of doing a haul road agreement, and in conjunction with their construction schedule, that's when, we come to the agreement on who's maintaining the roads, dust control, supervision of projects, that's all part of that, so.
Alright.
Okay. Anything else? All good?
I guess for the sake of
Go
a
ahead.
public meeting, Clint, do you have an idea when you think that's gonna be, like,
The road disagreement,
yeah,
so I was actually coming, that's one reason why I came up this week, just,
Do you wanna sit up and talk to us and give us a kind of an update?
I don't have really anything major to update right now, I mean, project timeline wise, we're still kind of on track for that May first kind of mobilization, timeline we discussed, we are getting the schedule going for that open house, April 1st. And that, by then, we should have a lot of things like really buttoned down by then. But that's more just to bring information to the people, for timelines, give them, like I say, contact information, things like that. And then, road use grant, we're also going to, we also have a dust mitigation plan that we're going to add as well, which I don't think you guys currently have, but, we have from other projects and things like that we have that we're gonna add as well as part of the road use. But the road use grant you guys have is, pretty templated, but we're gonna discuss things with Russ about like, just some ideas we have as far as ways we can minimize impact to the roads and things like that as well, so a lot more discussions to come, but definitely wanna do as much as we can to limit, the impact and do things best we can for those roads, for sure.
Well, can we, I guess just assume or plan for, cause I would say that our meeting is gonna be April 7th, our next one. If we can get a haul road,
I think we'll probably have before that, yeah.
well, I mean, it's gotta be approved by the commissioners though, I mean, that's kinda what, so, I mean, to make sure that, we just try and get that in line then, so we're not trying to delay your projects or any issues, so.
I'll try to get it done in before,
Okay.
before that.
So we could probably plan on trying to approve it at the next meeting, so that way we're keeping on schedule.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Clint.
Thanks, man.
What else
Does
you
the Hall
got here?
Road go to the zoning too?
Do what?
Does the Hall Road go to the zoning too?
I don't know if it really needs to.
I mean, my
Sure.
opinion on that, the whole road, the planning and zoning, I mean, if you wanna start blending it into there, it's probably fine, but they really don't have any authority over the road specifically, it is the commissioners, so.
Okay.
I mean, if you wanna start integrating it as a part of the permit process, just to kinda streamline things as far as like a negotiation, getting it so it's to here, so we're not doing it, I think you could, I think as of now, we don't have that.
I know
Would it be
I've had
better
that
with
question
more
asked to me by a couple board members, and I'm like, well, I think the commissioners are gonna handle that, is what I've been telling them.
Okay.
I mean, in the future it would be a bad idea because the whole road agreement kinda goes, or the road use agreement, it goes hand in hand with your permit in a way, so I think in the future, as we're still modifying and creating what this board is, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just start at least having it like a draft form to the commissioners, so there's like another level of vetting, and then it's also another opportunity for applicants to, have another board and like
Yes,
just.
then should we have Russ at that meeting when we talk
should.
about these things?
Well, we should.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's,
Well, I think that's something that should actually come from the planning and zoning board as far as their acceptance on it, how they wanna do it, I mean, well, no, I'm not saying no say, I mean, the commissioner should be involved, my point is, I think that board, I think the right thing to do is for that board to at least be kind of the first eyes on it.
Yeah.
And so I think as your guys' overall plan going forward should be to start integrating that as a part of your processes, and then that way, we're kinda ironing that out with the project, so that, okay, we have this project, the zoning board says it's fine, but we have a major issue with this.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's kind of unfair to the applicants and things like
Yeah.
that
well,
too,
it does,
so.
it does come up, because it came up with Cavendish as far as the
Yeah.
roads, and what are you going to maintain, and this road needs to be
Right.
fixed, and so it did come up.
I got a feeling like Clint's got an opinion.
Clint, you have something to
No,
say?
I was gonna add something that just came to mind. Originally, we weren't planning on needing to widen that, Turbine Approach Road that goes off of, was that 21st, goes north or south?
Yep.
So that Turbine access road that's already there, we're gonna be using that to access the, project for deliveries. Those LG batteries are slightly heavier, and so the truck is a little bit longer, so we are gonna have to also add the driveway permit in there as well, which is,
Okay.
it's
That would
pretty,
be-
templated
be in the
process as well, but just to give you guys a heads up on that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think going forward, as this board gets, more sophisticated, if you will, starts narrowing down its processes, that would be a good idea to integrate that going forward, so I think that should be a long-term goal at least.
We can definitely discuss that at the
Right.
next meeting, and,
Give us something to talk about.
well, that, and if you missed some of the meetings, we kinda talked about that too.
Right. Right.
Okay. Anything else for input, guys, anybody? Nothing?
Clerk of court funding?
Yep. Clerk of court funding agreement 2027 through 2029 biennium.
What do we do now?
You're supposed to choose.
What are we supposed to do with that?
You're supposed to choose either option number 1 or 2 on that sheet.
Yeah.
What have you done?
We've
you
always
get that
done
sheet?
number 1, always.
Always one?
Yes, we've always done that where we get reimbursed
And
for,
then you get some.
we do a funding
reimbursement.
agreement with them, we get so much reimbursement.
One sounds good then.
So somebody wanna make a motion to accept it? And make a motion for item 1?
Yeah, I'll make that motion. Yeah.
Jim Vanderwerf makes a motion to accept item 1 in accordance with section 27-05.2-02 of the North Dakota Century Code to amend and bring it into place by April 1 of this year. That's when it'll be implemented in place.
No, I have to have this sent in by April 1,
Oh,
it won't go
yeah,
on
April 1.
until 2027.
Okay, that we, the Board of Commissioners, may like to enter into the funding agreement for the 2027-2029 biennium to receive reimbursement for variety of clerk services. Vanderwerf makes a motion to accept item 1. Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Gardner seconds,
I'll third.
third.
Well, it was a tie, I didn't know.
Okay, we'll do it, okay. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Did we get,
One other item we've got is item E, public comment opportunity pursuant to SB 2180.
We just got,
All good? Other than that, is there anything else we need to discuss?
Get your sign in hand ready.
that anyway.
Is there a motion to amend to adjourn the meeting?
no, cause we got bills to do.
You wanna do the bills first?
Yeah,
Oh, we have
Do.
People are gonna
Well,
want.
get on this, we get it done.
Get
Get on it,
on
bring the pen over.
Got a plane to catch or what?
No, not now.
The traveling man.
I'm sorry for missing that last hearing, because I think that was a good hearing to hear.
I gotta say, I did text some of the board members and people that I did have phone numbers for and stuff, I thought it was a very good meeting. The Cavendish folks were sitting right behind me, and I know some of them obviously just even from working with them, and some of them are county residents that just kinda asked them, like, did you feel like that was a good or bad process? Did you feel like you were, they thought it was good, like, they felt like it was nice and open. I think people like the idea of having another board to vet the project before it gets here, so there's like a timeline that we've created, a little bit of a schedule, they can understand.
It's gonna be a big plus.
Well, I think it's huge for them because there's way more of a process nailed down. Like, they apply and they can already get told, like, this is when we're probably gonna have our hearing, instead of, it was always just whenever we can make time, I feel like overall, other than probably just a few little tweaks that everybody probably thinks could happen, I think overall it was a great meeting. I think Craig and Josh deserve a huge applause. I think you guys did a great job setting it up.
Good job.
I know talking to Craig, he kinda had a few little, technology tweaks that he thought could make it better, and so I think going forward, as long as they're kinda working on those things, I think the auditorium worked great.
Yeah.
I think
Somebody said the setting was great.
I thought it was great, I really did, and it felt very official, it felt which is something that, again, I don't always wanna advocate for bigger government, but I think it was a well-needed update to the county for,
Yeah.
kind of making our process a little more sophisticated, which I think is gonna be easier for everybody to follow. I was impressed, I thought it went great, so I think I think it's a good board, it was a well-ran meeting, I enjoyed it. Could've had some coffee or something, but we'll work on that in the future. Maybe evening hearings, I think the county can shell out a little bit for some.
Marla, is it too much to ask our secretary to bake a few cookies for this?
Is it too much to ask for what?
Have our secretary of the board bake a few cookies for the meeting?
Yeah, at least get some Folgers instant crystals and some hot water down there so that I can have it. No, I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
I think the auditorium improvements have been so nice. Now that we're down the road a little bit and we're starting to use that room more for what we wanted to.
Yeah.
I think it was a really nice improvement, just even from the bathrooms to the lighting, to the sound, to the,
Yeah.
I think you guys having that TV facing you guys while the screen is behind you for us, I thought was great, at least
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to participate in the meeting.
Yep.
instead of you guys talking about some map that we can't see. You know, like, that's where, like, I just felt like it was way easier to engage in the meeting and follow
Where's
along.
that supposed to be signed?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was really
Yeah,
good.
I thought for a first hearing you guys were holding publicly, I thought it went fantastic.
Yeah.
I think as a commissioner sitting here, I like the fact that you guys vetted it too, and that, you know, you don't feel like maybe you're a little behind or you didn't quite do enough research. You can watch the meeting, you can participate in the meeting if you want. But if I didn't make that meeting, I could've watched it on YouTube and been like, hey, cool, okay, that's what we talked
Yeah,
about.
that was nice.
Answered a lot of questions that probably would've got asked here, you know, I think it was great. You guys did it in the evening, so it was easy to attend if you wanted to, nothing but compliments.
All good, yeah.
And no pushback, huh? Other than.
No, just, it was real positive, honestly, just, like I said, one landowner was concerned about the road condition and that it wouldn't probably hold, and there was some talk about, you know, like if they took Seventh Avenue turning off that it's impossible for a semi to see south, cause you're facing almost northeast, and
Yeah.
and there's a little bit of that problem even on 84th coming onto the highway, but it's not as bad, and, I mean, it was just good, constructive, talk, I thought, yeah, the input was good, and, no, it went well.
Who are we gonna think about, consider to bring on board if we need it out there with this project? Dyke will commit the way it sounds.
Well, I don't know if there's any
Are we
specific,
gonna,
you know,
Do we need more than one?
I don't know.
I
How
mean, I
long do
think
you,
Oh,
Clint, how long do you expect that this
Are we gonna need
whole
more than one?
project is going to last? I mean, you guys are gonna hit it hard and it'll be done in
Yeah.
6
so-
weeks or 5
My
weeks?
understanding, the heavy hauls, when we're talking about like batteries being delivered, it's like 10 a day. So it's only gonna be a few weeks of like the actual heavy hauls for like the big equipment. So that should be pretty minimal. The rest is gonna be like all the stuff just going on there, connecting it all and things like that. But
So you're gonna be bringing in possibly a crane, a cat,
I think,
payloader?
I think there'll be 2 cranes, just
Okay.
because of the tight quarters there.
Yeah.
So we may have to do like a crane handoff. They'll stay on site.
Scraper?
I
Scrape.
don't know all the equipment offhand right now.
Right.
But, come that April 1st.
Everything is coming, you said initially it's all the batteries are in the container, everything comes pretty much, it just
Yeah.
needs to be set and hooked up.
Correct.
And they're one per semi, cause they're 100 and some thousand pounds.
105,000 pounds each.
And you're bringing
You
in
didn't get a copy of the-
slabs, correct?
No, so they'll just be, steel driven piles
Yep.
that they'll be anchored to, so each container gets 10 piles per container.
And the piles get driven how deep?
15 feet on the corners and 10 feet,
Yeah,
I
right.
believe, on the
That's
insides.
really good.
So it'd be 15 on the 4 corners and 3 on each side, and the middles would be
Okay,
roughly
right.
10
No,
feet.
very good, yes.
Let's do that.
No, that's all right.
It's like that noise all day long for a few days. Ding, ding, I've heard it every time you drove by the bridge that BNSF was putting in, they hammered those.
Yeah.
It's insane. We were out in western part of the country, Pages.
No, this is.
On a building, they were drilling
Yeah.
from 400 to 500 feet down to set their pillars
Yeah,
to find the base of the bedrock.
crazy,
Insane.
yeah. What do you guys have to do for wells here? Don't you guys have to go down like several hundred feet to dig wells here?
My well is 210 feet, I got water 180.
Okay, that's good. I've been in a place where it's like 1,200 feet.
An artesian well would be.
Okay.
Yep.
Some more of these.
My well is 120, the other one's 180,
Okay, yeah, that seems reasonable, yeah.
yeah.
In Florida, we could obviously get it like with your hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you, Clint, how's it going and whatever happened to that battery storage facility up there by Porter,
By Portal,
which is the north central part of the state?
You're talking Burke County,
That's
is
it.
that what it? Burke
oh,
County?
Fort County, yes, sir. Yep, that's, on the same timeline as this one.
Is it? Okay,
Yes.
okay,
The PSC just approved that one, 2 weeks ago.
okay. Is that at the same size of this?
Slightly smaller,
Okay.
just slightly, yeah.
I see Russ picked up a mini excavator.
They bought one. I don't know what they could do.
Anybody see what size?
I don't know what the
I
size
mean, it
is.
says mini excavator, but,
It's a mini.
yeah.
It's almost, I bought it at an auction.
Ritchie Brothers.
Well, that'll help if they got the big one somewhere else, they have a blowout on a.
Well, the trouble is that 20-ton machine is too big for
Too
most of
damn
these
big,
culverts.
yeah.
That's overkill. I had mentioned that to Francis, so I told the guys that they should at least be leasing like a 10 to 20,000
Yeah,
pound machine.
right,
That can be
that
drug
you can
around,
haul around.
pickup or a small truck, right?
Yeah, right.
Low boy in a, 50,000 pound machine around to dig an 18-inch culvert out of it, it's,
Yeah, that's
Overkill.
overkill.
well,
An inconvenience.
And they put, they got.
it's like using a long sword to butter a piece of bread, I mean, it's not
Yeah,
really necessary,
No, that's good.
They had an accident that was twisted on one of the trucks, and Russ pulled that apart and replaced the axle on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
One of the rear axles?
one of the rear axles got twisted.
Well, if you don't
Like
want,
can happen to twist a driveline, you can twist the bike, pop of the clutch.
if you
I
don't
think
want
it's not-
equipment repairs, don't own equipment, man. I got a trailer on blocks in my shop right now that's getting all new brake drums, brake guides.
Yeah, no kidding.
You go in there for one little squeak and you find out why it should have been making more squeaks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is bad,
You keep finding stuff.
Well, you buy a used trailer on auction, you use it for a year and you're like, man, this thing really needs to come in and get the wheels pulled off, and now I wish I never would've pulled the wheels off. Should've just sold it again, is what I should've done.
I've done.
Should've stuck
Here we are, I mean, when you buy
When
on,
you're there, you gotta.
that's the one thing about these auctions, though, you buy this stuff and it's, it comes from Tennessee or wherever, and I bought it through Homer's and it was up at Minokin, but it came from God knows where, and then you're like, oh,
Did it
the
look
DOT slip came from Tennessee, what the heck, wow, that's, uh-oh. Yeah, we
And the paint
Well,
can be deceiving.
we pulled the wheels off of it and peanuts came out of the brake drum. Apparently where they were working, there was peanut fields at some point.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, apparently this company was up working on the oil fields and then I don't know if they just wanted to turn over some equipment or if they went broke or whatever, but anyway, Homer's had a bunch of their excavators, trailers, everything, and we like the trailer, it's fine trailer. It's just like anything, I mean, you buy something that's 15
Yeah.
years old and it got a lot of wear and tear on it. It's not a deal breaker, but you're like, oh, it wasn't such a good deal now.
Not every company likes to do a nice,
Yeah.
maintenance program, so.
When you see peanuts on the floor of your shop, that's definitely a
You
new one.
wonder where she
That was a
This
new one.
wasn't North
That was
Dakota.
a new one, when Gary told me, that, he's like, found peanuts, I'm like, whatever, you look on the floor, you're like, oh wait, there are
Ray, do you
peanuts
want
in
to
the
sign
lake.
your
I'm
building
like,
permit?
well, if everybody's done with bills, I guess I would make a motion to adjourn.
So you done with them?
I'll second.
Okay, Mayor made a motion to adjourn,
Okay.
second by Gardner, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
Language pay agreement.